Okay. I did my movie on the Dead Poets Society. I'm gonna start with the negatives first that I saw. The first negative technique that I saw was at the beginning of the movie when the teacher, it was the first day of school, and the teacher was going through like the homework assignment, and he was making it sound real tough, like being really, really strict. And he goes, and you have 20 questions due, and those are due tomorrow. And he did it in like a mocking way, like mocking the students, like no knowing that they really had a lot of homework to do. And that's just something that I feel you shouldn't do. They already don't really find the work fun or interesting, and you're gonna make them like the enemy, make them feel that they are less than you because of the homework assignments that you're trying to give out. It turns them against you, and I just didn't really like that. And so that was I believe that was a science teacher who did that. Then they cut to the Latin teacher who's trying to teach a new language of Latin. And again, it's the first day of school. But what they show is that there's about 500 words on the chalkboard, and they go through every single word. As first the professor says it, and then the students say it, and they repeat it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it in the most monotone way. And then the teacher says, and again, so they go through it again. And it's just not not interesting at all. I could only imagine being in that classroom. It's not a fun way to learn a language. And though you may be able to memorize the word, you're not going to know what it means or how to use it in a sentence if all you say is the word over and over and over again. So that was another negative technique that I saw. And the third negative technique was again like a professor who turned themselves against the students. It was the math professor, and they were going over their late work policy, and he says he has a very strict late work policy, which is obviously his right because, I mean, he's a professor in a big major college, where a private college where only certain people go to and stuff like that. But so it's his right to do whatever he wants as far as his late work policy. But he then says, and if you don't think, let me get the quote. If you don't think I'm serious, just try me. And that's just like again, um, just like turning yourself against the students, not trying to connect with the students, not trying to make them feel that they're equal to you. He wants to feel more important than he really is. He wants the students to feel less than him. And when you have that big of an ego as a teacher, um, they're not gonna want to work for you. They're not gonna want to reach their goals or challenge themselves. So those are the three negative things. And now the pot for the positives, which is Robin Williams, and he's a great teacher and does things differently in that school, out of the norm, and that's why his students really connect with him. And he also realizes and makes the students realize that it doesn't always have to be a certain way. So the first thing that he does when he comes into class is they're all very quiet, expecting him to be the same old professor. However, he comes in, he walks right out the door and tells them to come on in the hallway. Again, that just gets the students up moving, and it's so much different than what they had been doing, which is sitting in a classroom for the whole time, all day, and trying to memorize things. Well, now it's completely different just by one little thing, just by going in the hallway and doing the lesson there. It gives the students a completely different feel and a fun feel, like they're engaged, and it's really good. The second thing that I noticed is he says he says that you can call him, Mr. What his last name, or you can call him Captain. Captain, my captain, which is like kind of humorous. It's like a joke, but he's also serious. Like he doesn't take himself too seriously. He connects with the students. He wants the students to realize like learning's supposed to be fun, and maybe just those students calling him Captain, my captain, like they remember the material better. They remember Macbeth and stuff like that. He connects it with the work, but he makes it fun. He doesn't look down at his students. He tries to connect with them, and that's really really good. And those two little things are just no. I can guarantee that no one on that campus ever does something like that because they're so strict and like so disciplined. And the uh, third effective strategy is his willingness to teach life lessons. It's easier to do in his subject with English, but even on the first day, he teaches a life lesson. He connects the works with a life lesson, so it makes the students see, okay, how does this connect with me? How can I use it in real life? And obviously, the whole film is about one person, not one person, but it's revolved around one student who he really connects with, and who's going through his dad not wanting him to be an editor and wanting him to do whatever he wants him to do. And Robin Williams says no, that's not how it should be, and he connects it with all the works of English and following your heart and doing what you want to do, but following your heart. And that's what he did as a teacher. He followed his heart and didn't do the same old thing. And that's how he had a way deeper connection than the Latin teacher, the science teacher, or the math teacher who just wanted to teach him the material. Because teaching is not always about material. It's not always about that. Yes, it is about that, but that's not what it's always about. It's about connecting your student with your students using life lessons and incorporating the material with that. If you can combine all of those, then you've really done a great job. And that's what Robin Williams does in this movie, and it's a great movie, and I'm glad I watched it. So thank you.